Welcome back to another episode of Mind Garbage, where we dive into the spine-chilling world of horror films and their impact on audiences around the globe. Today we're going to take a look at 10 of the greatest horror movies of all time, exploring what makes them unforgettable. From psychological thrillers that play with the mind to slasher films that keep you on the edge of your seat, each film tells a unique story. As we journey through these films, we'll reveal how they have shaped the horror genre and left lasting impressions on viewers. In 1973, The Exorcist shocked audiences around the world with its chilling portrayal of demonic possession. Directed by William Friedkin and adapted from William Peter Blatty's 1971 novel of the same name, The Exorcist set a new standard for horror films. The film starred Ellen Burstyn as Chris MacNeil, Linda Blair as her possessed daughter Regan, and Max von Sydow as Father Merrin, the priest called to perform the exorcism. The Exorcist revolves around the terrifying descent into madness of a young girl and the desperate attempts by her mother and priests to save her soul. Upon its release, the film evoked a mix of horror and fascination, leading to heightened emotions and even fainting among audience members during screenings. The film's groundbreaking special effects and unsettling themes sparked intense debate about faith, morality, and the supernatural. The Exorcist has since become a cultural touchstone, influencing countless horror films and solidifying its status as one of the greatest horror movies of all time. In a remote and eerie hotel, Jack Torrance, a struggling writer, becomes the winter caretaker, unwittingly unleashing malevolent forces that drive him to madness. The film stars Jack Nicholson in a gripping performance as Jack Torrance, alongside Shelley Duvall, who portrays his terrified wife, Wendy. Released in 1980, The Shining was directed by Stanley Kubrick and has since become a classic in the horror genre. The film is an adaptation of Stephen King's 1977 novel of the same name, capturing the chilling essence of his psychological horror. The Shining had a profound effect on audiences worldwide, instilling a deep sense of fear and fascination that has endured through decades. Its haunting imagery and iconic scenes, such as the blood-filled elevator and the phrase, "Here's Johnny," have embedded themselves into popular culture. Critics and audiences alike have praised the film for its unsettling atmosphere, masterful cinematography, and psychological depth, making it a subject of analysis and debate. In a quiet suburban town, a masked figure stalks its unsuspecting victims, igniting a legacy of fear that redefined the horror genre. Released in 1978, Halloween quickly captivated audiences with its chilling plot and innovative cinematography. Created by master filmmaker John Carpenter, the film showcases his unique ability to blend suspense with a haunting soundtrack. Starring Jamie Lee Curtis as the iconic Laurie Strode, the film launched her career and established her as a scream queen in horror cinema. Halloween not only terrified audiences but also influenced countless filmmakers and spawned a franchise that continues to thrive decades later. Its combination of a resourceful protagonist, relentless antagonist, and iconic theme music turned Halloween into a cultural phenomenon that resonates with horror fans worldwide. The film's masterful use of tension and atmosphere set a new standard for slasher films, inspiring a wave of similar movies in the years that followed. In the quiet suburb of Elm Street, a group of teenagers is haunted in their dreams by the terrifying figure of Freddy Krueger, a vengeful spirit with the power to invade their sleep. Released in 1984, A Nightmare on Elm Street was created by the imaginative filmmaker Wes Craven, introducing a new kind of psychological horror to cinema audiences worldwide. What set A Nightmare on Elm Street apart from other horror movies was its unique blend of dream logic and reality, allowing Freddy to attack his victims in their sleep, blurring the line between nightmare and waking life. The film starred a young Johnny Depp in one of his earliest roles, alongside Heather Langenkamp as the tenacious protagonist Nancy Thompson. Upon its release, A Nightmare on Elm Street received a mixed but generally positive response from audiences, quickly becoming a cult classic that redefined the horror genre. Its lasting legacy is evident in the numerous sequels, merchandise, and the continued influence it has had on filmmakers and horror enthusiasts across the globe. A group of unsuspecting teenagers heads to Camp Crystal Lake, unaware of the lurking danger that awaits them in the shadows. The film Friday the 13th was released in 1980 and soon became a defining moment in the slasher genre. The film featured a young Kevin Bacon, alongside other rising stars like Adrienne King and Betsy Palmer, who played pivotal roles in the chilling narrative. Upon its release, Friday the 13th received mixed reviews from critics but quickly gained popularity, becoming a box office success and a staple of horror cinema. The film's lasting legacy includes inspiring countless sequels, merchandise, and even a dedicated fanbase that celebrates its impact on horror storytelling. Friday the 13th introduced the infamous character of Jason Voorhees, who has become an enduring icon of horror and a symbol of fear in popular culture. The film's success also paved the way for numerous other slasher films, establishing a formula that would be replicated throughout the 1980s and beyond. In a quiet, coastal town, birds begin to inexplicably attack residents, unleashing chaos and terror that no one can understand. The Birds, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, was released in 1963 and has since become a defining film in the horror genre. The film stars Tippi Hedren, Rod Taylor, and Suzanne Pleshette, each delivering memorable performances that enhance the suspense. Upon its release, The Birds received critical acclaim for its innovative special effects and unsettling atmosphere, captivating audiences worldwide. The lasting legacy of the film is seen in its influence on the horror genre, inspiring countless filmmakers and becoming a cultural touchstone for fear itself. Today, The Birds is celebrated not only for its thrilling narrative, but also for its exploration of nature's unpredictability and humanity's vulnerability. As audiences revisit Hitchcock's masterpiece, they encounter a chilling reminder of the fragility of safety in their everyday lives. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, released in 1960, revolutionized the horror genre with its chilling narrative and unforgettable characters. The film introduces audiences to Marion Crane, a secretary who ends up at the creepy Bates Motel after embezzling money from her employer. At the motel, she encounters Norman Bates, a troubled young man with a complicated relationship with his mother. The shocking twists and turns of the plot keep viewers on the edge of their seats, culminating in one of cinema's most notorious moments. Upon its release, Psycho received mixed reviews, but quickly gained popularity, becoming a box office sensation and cult classic. The film's innovative use of music, particularly the iconic score composed by Bernard Herrmann, heightened the tension and established a new standard for horror soundtracks. Psycho not only influenced future horror films, but also challenged societal norms by presenting complex themes of identity and morality. In a desolate Texas landscape, a group of friends unknowingly stumbles upon the horrific world of Leatherface and his cannibalistic family. Released in 1974, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre quickly carved its name into horror movie history with its disturbing themes and raw cinematography. Starring a young Marilyn Burns, along with Paul A. Partain and Edwin Neal, the film brought to life a terrifying tale that haunted audiences long after the credits rolled. Upon its release, audiences were both horrified and captivated, leading to a divisive yet unforgettable response that sparked countless discussions about the nature of fear in cinema. The film's raw portrayal of violence and survival left an indelible mark on the horror genre, inspiring a wave of imitators and solidifying its status as a cult classic. Fans were drawn to the film not only for its gruesome imagery, but also for its unsettling atmosphere and the portrayal of a relentless, masked antagonist that became a symbol of fear. In the icy isolation of Antarctica, a group of scientists discovers an alien entity capable of imitating its victims, triggering a fight for survival against paranoia and fear. Released in 1982, The Thing was directed by John Carpenter and has since become a landmark film in the horror genre. Starring Kurt Russell as R.J. MacReady, the film features a talented ensemble cast that includes Wilford Brimley, Keith David, and Richard Dysart. Upon its release, The Thing received mixed reviews from critics, but quickly gained a following, becoming a classic over the years as audiences appreciated its intense atmosphere and groundbreaking special effects. The film's profound exploration of trust and identity in the face of an unseen threat has left a lasting impression on both horror cinema and popular culture. The Thing has influenced countless filmmakers, inspiring a wave of remakes and homage in horror, highlighting its significance as a touchstone for fear and suspense. In the dark corners of deep space, a crew aboard the commercial spacecraft Nostromo faces an unimaginable terror that would change the genre of science fiction forever. Released in 1979, Alien was directed by Ridley Scott and quickly established itself as a groundbreaking film in the realm of science fiction and horror. Starring Sigourney Weaver as the fierce and resourceful Ellen Ripley, the film showcased a strong female protagonist in a male-dominated genre. Upon its release, Alien received critical acclaim and was praised for its innovative storytelling, tense atmosphere, and remarkable special effects. The film not only grossed over $100 million at the box office, but also inspired a franchise that would span several sequels, prequels, and adaptations. Alien left a lasting impression on both filmmakers and audiences, cementing its status as a classic by combining horror elements with science fiction in unprecedented ways. Thank you for watching another episode of Mind Garbage, where we dive into the depths of cinematic creativity with a twist of absurdity. This has been 10 of the greatest horror movies of all time, each chilling tale leaving a mark on the genre. We hope you enjoyed the show, indulging in our unique blend of fright and fascination. Tune in next time for another wonderfully toxic dose of mind garbage that promises to challenge your perceptions and entertain your imagination.